So here is the before of my model, and here is me now getting started in the haircut. As you can see, I'm cutting the very first section into the haircut, which also happens to be the guide for the length for the rest of the haircut. So I took a center section down the back, and then once I've divided the left side from the right side, I took two A-line sections, which you can see are clipped away. And the hair that I have combed down is the hair that I'm currently cutting, which again is going to be the guide for the rest of the haircut. That is the length that we're going to establish throughout the rest of the haircut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take A-line sections, working my way up the head, combing the hair down until all of the outline has been cut. I'm going to use the previous section as my guide, or I should say the very first section that I cut as my guide, and cut all of the other sections at that length. And so I'm going to establish the outline now, and once I'm done, we will then continue on with the haircut. Now it is time to start the layering in the back of the haircut. So we've already established the outline, and now I'm taking a center section in the back of the head and I'm combing the hair straight back. Now I'm holding my fingers in a square shape, so that I can create some square layers to add some fullness and volume in the back of this haircut. So that very first section that I cut is the guide now for the rest of the layering in this haircut. And I'm working my way to the left side, taking vertical sections one at a time and over-directing each of these sections to the previous section. And the previous section that was already previously cut becomes the guide for the length that I'm going to cut the curved sections layers at. So now that I've completed the layering on the left side, it is time to do the layering on the right side. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm taking sections, vertical sections, one by one, working my way from the center back towards the front of the face. As you can see right there, I'm combing the hair straight back to the previous section, at which point that previous section is my guide. And then I'm going to work my way all the way to the front of the hair where I'm going to be combing all of the hair back. And once I've done that, I will have completed the interior layers for this particular haircut. Alright, so now that I have the layers complete, I've blew dried the hair dry, and now what I'm doing is I'm cross-checking the outline. I want to make sure I have a nice precision outline. Oftentimes when you cut a bob or a one-length trim, there's little graduation that kind of sticks out the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm going through and making sure that none of that hair, none of that inconsistency is sticking out the bottom. Alright, now it is time to cross-check the layers. So, I'm going to take horizontal sections like so, hold them in my finger, and just dust off the ends. What I'm doing is I'm just simply dusting off the little inconsistencies that happen when you cut hair. The hair changes from wet to dry, so when the hair changes, you're going to have these tiny little inconsistencies just due to the change of texture. So, I'm going through and cross-checking these layers just to make sure they flow nice and fluid. come to the end of this haircut. I hope you guys enjoyed this haircut. We cut a bob with some layers into it just to make the bob feel a little bit fuller, a little bit thicker, have a little bit more volume. We could have just done a classic bob, but we wanted to add some movement and layers into the hair just to add that volume into the hair as well. Alright, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please don't forget to put them down in the comment section below. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I want to thank you guys so very much again for watching.